People ask me all the time, how do you get such a high score, or what is something that I can do to get a new PB? I really don't mind answering these questions, but sadly, I'm not always going to be available. So, I decided to make a video to explain everything. There will be 10 tips with examples and one bonus tip that will really soar your ability to drive a No Hesi. There will be timestamps below if you want to skip around all the things you already know. I do only recommend the top 10 skip the section on how the point system works, where I have very vital information in there to help you consistently get higher combos. So, to get started, let's learn the most important vocabulary I'm going to be using the whole video. The terms I'm talking about are snowball, risky cut, left cuts, and right cuts. Let's start with snowball, which is where you build your combo higher and higher by switching lanes when doing the next term, which is risky cut. To put it simply, a risky cut is any cut that gives you a purple combo / multi, seen here. These are essential to building high scores, and let's be fair, most players already know about them. The next term I will be using a lot is left and right cuts. The name of the cut is specific to what white line you are crossing when doing a risky cut. So if you cross the left white line, like in this example, this would be a left cut. And if you cross the right white line, well, it would be a right cut. Now that the terms are done, let's go over the point system and how to build your combo high enough to really push the leaderboard and maybe even be a top player. The first step to learning the point system is understanding how to snowball your combo. When trying to snowball and build your combo, make sure you stay very diligent to the rule I'm about to say. Only take one cut per white line until your combo is above 80x to 100x. Then you can risk a second cut for it is more beneficial for your overall combo. If you are a more visual learner, there is an example on screen of how I would build my combo starting from the bottom. Now pay attention to how I'm only trying to hit one cut per white line. It is very important to make sure you're switching lanes. Now some tricks to make this process faster is to use the shoulder to skip back cuts, aka a cut in the same lane. You won't always get perfect traffic, but using the shoulder, you can guarantee high combos no matter what. Another thing to make the progress faster is keeping your speed decently high, anywhere from top of 5th to 6th gear. The next few tips will all explain different things that can help snowball your combo. The first tip is understanding the tighter the cut, the faster you'll build your combo as long as you are still following the rule. So, as seen, this risky cut jumps my combo way more than, say, this one. You won't always get a tight cut, but when you do, and you know you can make it, do not hesitate. Just go for it. Eventually, you will learn what you can make and what you can't with your car. Another thing is, you'll have to test just how far a cut actually counts, because sometimes the cars can be too spread apart and won't let you get a risky cut off of them. Which brings me to my next point. How to carry a cut. Now what I mean by this is, a risky cut is guaranteed as long as you hit only one of the two cars. If you hit the frontmost one, you'll instantly get the risky cut as seen. But if you hit just the back car and follow through, it'll carry the cut until you get close to any other car at all, as seen here. Now, why is this useful? One, it helps align yourself to make cuts like doubles or even what I'll talk about later, a far cut. Two, there is a neat mechanic where if you know you can't get both cuts as seen here, the game will even it out and your snowball won't be as ruined as if you stayed in the same lane and hit two cuts. The next thing I'm going to mention are 415 specific and are spots on the map where I recommend changing your speed and style. The first one to mention is the hills. You don't always have to brake, but at least let go of the gas until you go over the peak. The reason why is unless you are using a meme camera like satellite cam, you most likely won't be able to see over the cars well enough to judge a cut at your current speed. The next place to slow down is on The turns are extremely sharp on 415 and can mess up a cut very quickly, so instead take it slow, hug the shoulder, and only cut when it's easier or straightens back up. Now, back to the tips for any map. Let's talk about when you should be white lining. To get started, if you're trying to be a top 10 player and really boost your combo, go ahead and let fate choose if you deserve the risky cut, but do understand a lot more runs can and will be ruined because of this. Trust me, I know better than anybody. Second, use it as a get out of jail free card. Let's say you have absolutely nowhere to go, so you can't make a shoulder and you can't cross over to a different lane, then pucker up and make that white line because it's the only thing that will save your run at that point. It typically happen on hills when you're going too fast or traffic decides it wanted to make sure you were locked in. Now, let's go over the most important things for people who want to beat my record or at least crush everyone else. These are the best tips that helped soar my score to where it is, but can be very challenging for someone to learn without a high level of driving ability, or at least some. The first I will mention is just a normal cut that isn't difficult and anyone can do it, but it is useful to know when trying to keep your snowball. This is the far cut I was mentioning earlier. This is what it looks like. You have two cars that are parallel and you are coming from the far side of the two. To get this to count as a cut, you will need to fully send all the way around them. And that's it. Not too complicated, but something to keep in mind when looking ahead in traffic. Not to mention it, but it saves a lot of my runs. Now, the next is much more difficult to see and will require skill in all areas to be able to implement it in the right way, which is with the perfect amount of speed. This is what I will refer to as a hook cut. The hook cut is by far the best cut in the game to build a combo, and even when your combo is built, it helps give combos like 150x and 200x, depending on how tight it is and how fast you are going. If you can get this down, it will take you from a 6 bill or a 7 billion run all the way up to a 10 billion run. Master it and you will be heavily rewarded. The last tip before the bonus is just to get used to looking up to see if your combo is good or if you actually got the risky cut you just passed through, because at the end of the day, things can be wish-washy. Now the bonus tip, which isn't useful if you are already at the top of driving skill, but is the most important thing for anyone who is confused about how I can get my car to turn and make some of these cuts. The way to do this is like a two-part equation. The first part of this is downshifting your car when turning. This is used to make sure you have maximum power out of your engine and to flick your car just ever so much to make the cut. Sometimes this is all you need, but if you still can't make the cut, you need to tap the brake ever so much to transfer the weight and sling your car even more. I've done this so many times during the video, and maybe you can even find where I decided it was useful. Sometimes it's because I couldn't make the cut normally, other times maybe I just needed to position myself better for the next cut. Find your play style, and in no time you'll be one of the best as well. Thank you for watching the video, and if you found any help from it, a like would be very appreciated. If you ever need some one-on-one help, I am typically in calls or in the SNS Discord. But if not, just message me and I'll see what I can do. Have a great one.